first guitar. Took it seriously about 14 or 15. I joined my first band when I was about 17.
I was 13 when I started playing. My dad bought me my very first drum kit. It was a Premier drum kit, beautiful black kit. And I taught myself how to play. And I've been playing ever since, and I turn 50 next year, so there's a hint. For those of you who do the mathematics, it's been a while, so I've played most of my life, and I love it. I enjoy it immensely. It's fantastic. So, yeah, I was 13 when I started playing.
I was actually started as a drummer. Got my first kit at 11, my 11th birthday actually. Played drums for a long time, but I figured if I was going to be a rock star, I needed to learn other instruments. So I learned guitar.
Oh God.
Learned to play bass, and I had two mates that were really good drummers as well. So they didn't know how to play any other instruments. That's how I got involved in playing bass as well as drums.
Growing up, I grew up with Midnight Oil. Midnight Oil's drummer, for those of you who don't know, is Rob Hurst. I fell in love with the way he plays his drums, with his precision, with his timing, with his power. He's an amazing drummer, amazing singer as well, great songwriter. Also, Paul Hester from Crowded House. Bless you, Paul, gone too soon. Stuart Copeland from The Police. Nico McBrain, Iron Maiden. Just to name a few, but my main influence is Mr. Robert Hurst from Midnight Oil. And thank you, Rob.
Surprisingly for me, or maybe not surprisingly for those that know me, two drummers. One was singer-drummer. The first is a guy called Don Powell from a band called Slade in the 70s. And I really tried to model myself on his playing style. And then Don Henley from the Eagles. Not what you'd call a classically brilliant drummer, but as a drummer-singer who really influenced me. Bass players that have had a big influence, probably the most, is Nick Seymour from Crowded House. Just beautiful style of playing and really nice tones that he gets out of his basses. So he would be my, as an Aussie, the one that I would follow the most.
Pretty easy actually, John Fogerty and Jimi Hendrix. Those two early on really captured the way I wanted to play guitar, and then later on Van Halen. They're the main ones why I decided to pick up a guitar. Hang on a sec. This bad boy. Fernandez Stratocaster from the 80s. I bought this guitar brand new when I was about 17 years old. It's got different pickups, it's got different wiring, a different scratch plate. It's got a Holden badge because it makes it sound better. It's done thousands of gigs, this guitar. Everything I know how to play, I learned on this guitar. The neck's pretty much worn at the back. It's just a fantastic guitar. Anyone who's come to a gig, sees me play this guitar, just knows that I feel at home with this thing. So this is it, number one.
My favourite instrument is the one you've probably seen a lot of. This is my American Fender Precision bass. Obviously made in America. It's a standard bass, but it has custom shop pickups, and that's what gives it a very distinct sound, in my opinion. It's a really nice feel to it. I've only had it for about 4 or 5 years. Unlike this one here, this was when I got back into playing after a break. This is the first bass I bought, and that's an American Fender Jazz bass. It's got a little bit thinner neck, but this baby here, that's the one I take to a lot of my gigs. That's the one I love the most.
Long time ago, I was playing in a band and I fell backwards down out of the stage mid-song. So that was pretty embarrassing. Everyone was laughing, which was cool. Got up, kept playing, doesn't matter. So yeah, I fell backwards.
This I was about 15 or 16 and I was playing drums in a band with a guy called Sammy Tasso, and Sammy was okay, but we were playing the Battle of the Bands out of all places, my high school. There'd been a few people that were really keen to see me play. There was a lot of people keen to see me fail. Halfway during the show, we're about 3 songs in, Sammy broke a string and disappeared off stage. The next thing I hear from behind the curtain at the back of the stage is, play a drum solo. It didn't go down very well, and that band didn't last very long.
That would have been my first band that I was ever in. We got there about 9 o'clock in the morning to set up. We thought we were real rock stars. We had a stage and a marquee. Probably 3 songs into the night, the marquee fell down on us all and trapped us underneath this marquee. So that was pretty funny at the time, and things haven't really got a lot better. I probably don't really have a favourite memory. I have favourite memories. Every gig that we do, I just feel privileged and lucky to be able to play and entertain people. So yeah, every gig I take a memory out of it. So.
I have too many memories to mention, but I think one of the best ones is sitting down mastering an album that I did with a friend.
Ain't got his bills to pay. Lone soldier, I sleep beneath.
Sitting next to David Briggs. Now, for those of you who don't know, David Briggs is the guitarist of the Little River Band. And to sit next to such an iconic musician is amazing. So that's probably one of the best memories. But I have too many memories to mention. We'll be here for hours. But yeah, that's probably one of the best.
I remember being invited to play drums with a band of teachers at school, and they were really, really good players, particularly for a 16, 17-year-old Jimbo. And we played a lot of Eagles songs, and as a result, that was pretty good with the girls.
Well, all my life I've been around horses, and I owned a horse for years and years and years and did endurance riding. So my hobbies outside are horse riding, horsemanship, and I've been riding since I was a little boy, and I love it, and I still do to this day. So definitely horsemanship. Horses, it's great. It's a feeling of freedom.
Well, I'm a grandfather, so a lot of my hobbies revolve around my 2 girls. They're both married. My oldest girl has a 3-year-old, which I love spending time with. Those of you who've been at the Wanturna Club may have seen Emerson on stage. Apart from that, I try to keep fit. Doesn't always work. I was a track and field coach for a long time and had some moderate success doing that. Outside of that, just work.
Hobbies outside of music, is there such a thing? Surfing and fishing and spending time with my family. They're the 3 things that I love to do outside of music. Big bands at the time were finding it hard to get gigs. So we were a lot of things with volumes, and so we decided let's put a small band together, play great songs with high energy, and have lots of fun doing what we do. And they were the 3 main criteria. Then we decided on a vest, a shirt, and a tie, and it's just taken off since then. So thanks to all you people for loving what we do.
Don't listen to what Bill said. I can tell you the exact moment. I've been playing as a fill-in bass guitarist at a place about 100 k's up the Hume Highway. One Saturday night, Aaron was playing in a duo, and the guy who'd been singing and playing rhythm guitar in the band we were all in at the time, he was doing a solo act. And on the drive home, I get a phone call about 2 a.m. from Bill, and he said to me, I'm sick of this. And we spoke for about an hour about how we could do a trio while we were waiting on the other guy who was doing a lot of solo shows at the time. And that's how the idea came about. The name came about when Asman suggested it, because we always wanted him in this band to stand while we were playing.
Well, Fozzie was in a band with Jim, and they needed a drummer as their drummer pulled out of the gig. So Fozzie rang me and said, can you come and sit in? And I came and sat in, and the rest is history. And that's where I met the boys. And I was in a band previously with Fozzie about 10 years ago. So yeah, that's how Standing Room happened. Do I regret it? Yes.
I've been thinking about her early Christmas morning.
Jim is a wonderful man. He's an amazing bass player. He's a fantastic muso, great singer. He's a funny man. He is a fantastic drummer, and he really does invest his time in this band. Sometimes I feel sorry for Jim because he's the brunt of our jokes, but he loves it. Don't get us wrong, when we pick on Jim, he loves it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So Jim musically is fantastic. As a person, mate, I love Jim. Jim is an amazing guy, and he, from the very first time I met him, when he asked me to make him a coffee, because I had a beard down to here, I looked like a barista, he made me feel comfortable and really welcomed me to the fold. So we'd be here forever, I would describe Jim, but Jim is a beautiful guy and I love him heaps, and he's one of my best mates, and he's grouse. I love Jim, he's good.
Dad jokes. Great bloke, fantastic bass player and singer. And one thing a lot of people probably don't know about Jim, that Jim measures 755 cheese slices on the official McDonald's kids height chart at the Chelsea Heights McDonald's, because we measured him at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he owns the PA, so I mean, what more can we say about Jim? Funniest bloke you'll ever meet. Great bloke. Fantastic drummer, singer, all-round entertainer. I call him our version of Paul Hester. He just owns the drum kit and he owns the audience. He's the key to SRO. You know, great. What a great bloke. What a great player. Anyone that's come to a gig will just say, Az is the man.
Az is a funny guy. Anyone who meets him knows that. He's also the best looking guy in the band, and we generally, Bill and I, call him Fabio, the most beautiful man in the world. And he likes it, but he doesn't like it. So the more he doesn't like it, the more we call him Fabio. But he's a good drummer, great singer. He keeps us together. He's always really good at digging us out of a hole, particularly if we're in the middle of a song and somebody's made a mistake. He can put us on the right track. So really enjoy playing with him. He's a funny guy, or he tries to be. He is a gun guitarist. He underrates himself so much, but he is the sound of SRO. He's Standing Room Only's engine room, if you will. And good guy, doesn't mind a joke, doesn't mind giving me a hard time all the time. And if they don't give me a hard time, I've got to say, I do worry. That he's an amazingly good guitarist, committed to his craft as a guitar player. And yeah, I rate him really highly, despite him not rating himself.
I met Foz about 10 years ago. He came and auditioned for a band that I was in. And one thing that struck me was his equipment, his beautiful guitars, his beautiful pedal board, his amp. And he played like a demon. I'd never heard anything like it before. And what he brings to SRO is he brings passion, he brings a commitment that I've never seen before. He spurs us on to be better, he betters himself, and he really, like Jim, really does bring out the best in you musically and as a person. And the amount of love that I have for Jim, I equally have love for Foz. And no one, Jim makes me laugh, but no one makes me laugh as hard as Fozzy. He's got a great sense of humour, he's a beautiful guy, and you can see that in the way he plays, and you can see it in the way Jim plays. Yeah, the Foz is an amazing guitarist and an amazing guy, and I'm very proud of him.
Guitar nerd, pedal nerd, amp nerd, tone nerd, loves guitars, loves surfing. I try to be funny. I don't know if my jokes ever work, but that's me.
Well, there's this and this. But the one thing you'll get from every standing room only audience is enthusiasm. We always thought that we were bumping into these feral audiences at various venues we were playing, and it was happening more and more and more. Until we sat down one night and said, it's not the audiences, it's us.
Well, we've just met some fantastic people doing what we do, and we love to be able to entertain you all. So we're happy. If you go home happy, our job's been done. So thanks to everyone, to all the venues, to all the people who come to see us week in, week out. Can't wait to see you all again.
A standing room only gig is full of energy, it's full of vibe, it's full of passion, it's full of fun. And we capture the spirit of Australian rock, the old pub rock of the old days. But yeah, it's great fun. We have some great banter between each other. We've met some fantastic people, and we played some fucking great venues. So yeah, standing room only gig is awesome. And if you haven't seen this, come down and party with us. It's awesome. It's great fun. You'll love it.
Well, in these crazy times of self-isolation, play guitar, play with pedals, play with amps, pretty much normal for me. I try to go for a walk, try to keep fit, but yeah, hope everyone's staying healthy and happy, and we'll hopefully, fingers crossed, be rocking out with all you guys soon, so take care.
Luckily I'm working, but when I come home with my dogs, and yeah, it's very calming to have them here. I don't mind my own company, which is great, but I have Molly and Jackie. This is Molly, and yeah, so we just got to tough it out, we just got to wait, we just got to hang out, and this will pass, and when it does, everything will be fine. So, and Jack's over there, my other dog. But, everything will be fine. We'll be right. We just got to stick together and know that we're all loved, and we have people out there for support. So,
You know how a lot of husbands will get this? You say to your wife, I'll get to that when I get some time. Now I've got time. So, we converted a spare room into a bedroom, just in case. I've done some work in my studio here, been doing a lot of practice, done lawns, done all sorts of little odd jobs around the house. I worked out I've got just on 200 t-shirts. I ended up having to throw some out. Now I've got about 194. Yeah, so what I will say is this: stay safe, stay inside unless you absolutely have to go out, and wash your fucking hands.